As Washington's roads get deadlier, some lawmakers say more ticket issuing cameras could be the solution. The proposal comes as one city sees some results from a speed camera placed at a problem intersection. Olympia Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson explains what the bill would do and tells us about some other bills that died this afternoon. Drew, good evening.
Good evening, Joyce. We have a little late afternoon deadline drama here at the Capitol. 5 o'clock was a big deadline. Bills that hadn't come up for debate by 5 o'clock are considered dead. Dozens of them, including the one we've talked about before, lowering that threshold for determining when someone's a drunk driver. But one controversial bill is up for debate on the floor of the House right now. It would limit how much landlords can raise the rent. As I said, controversial issue. Another controversial issue is the speed camera, basically expansion. It would allow cities to put up more cameras, and not just for speeders.
There's a two-lane road coming into a curve, approaching I-5.
The first intersection in the state to get a speed detection camera was in Tacoma on Bay Street. In 2009, the state selected this stretch of road in between a Puyallup tribe of Indian cemetery and a railroad track, a tough spot for traffic cops to hide out and one known for crashes. Before the camera went up, there were 39 collisions there, and the number has dropped every year since. In 2021, there were 2 crashes on Bay Street.
It was pretty evident this is a great tool to help us manage reducing the speed as well as reducing collisions.
The city of Tacoma now has 10 cameras in school zones and looking out for red light runners. Nearly 20 cities in the state now use some form of camera enforcement, giving out tickets, not moving violations, so they don't go on drivers' permanent records. Last year, the state approved the use of cameras in highway work zones, and a bill moving through Olympia this year would allow them to also cite drivers who block intersections, crosswalks, or bus lanes. Currently, only Seattle can use cameras for those infractions. That bill passed off the floor of the House, but no Republican voted for it. They raised concerns over privacy, say increasing the number of police would be better than more cameras, and they don't like the fact that low-income drivers would face lower fines.
It's one of the basic tenets of our notion of justice, Mr. Speaker, that in the eyes of the law, we are all the same. We are all treated the same.
So now the bill heads over to the Senate. We'll see if it changes at all. As it is written right now, all of the funds generated would have to stay in those individual cities, and they could only be used for road safety, traffic improvement sort of projects. And again, this is an option. Cities would not have to put these up at intersections, only if the city councils decide they want to do that. Joyce?
Well, Drew, you mentioned the bill to limit rent increases. It's still alive. Very controversial. What's happening with that?
Yeah, I think some people may have been surprised that this did come up right at the buzzer at 4:57. I think they started the debate, so the debate is going to go into the evening probably. This would cap rent increases at 7% a year. That's as much as a landlord would be able to raise it every 12 months. Some people wanted that to be a higher number. Some people say that 7% is too high. Republicans hate this idea. They think it's going to scare developers away from the state and only contribute to the housing shortage. But even some Democrats don't like this idea of a limit. They say if you allow a landlord to raise it 7%, they're going to do that every year, and that's higher than rates are increasing right now. So this is one that'll be closely watched. Even if it does pass off the floor of the House today, it still has to go through the Senate, and that's not going to be easy either.
So much to follow. Thanks for the updates from Olympia. And we have to say, the sunset behind you, stunning. Thanks for that also, Drew. Appreciate it.